picks. Blue team has banned out LeBlanc, Master Yi, and Xin, all very strong bans right now. Personally, I don't think Xin is that terrifying, but I understand the fear that people have for him. Purple team has banned out Vi, Lee Sin, and Leona. The Lee Sin seems a little out of place, but could be a target ban. Again, strong champion. I prefer to use my bans on champions that are commonly played and incredibly strong. So things like Jax. Jax is a strong ban because he's played in almost every game and he's super powerful. I might be worried about, but if there's like a really good Twitch jungle or something, that would be kind of scary. It's not worth wasting a ban on if they're going to play it 1 out of 100 games. So that's my opinion on the matter. Other people differ with me on that, but we'll just leave it at that. Blue team has picked up a mid lane Twisted Fate, a jungle... Oh wait, no, that's a top lane Malphite, right. Top lane Malphite, a Varus Sona bot lane, and a Warwick jungle. Warwick jungle is actually really strong still. The counter to him being strong counter jungling. On the flip side, they have picked up a Udyr, so I'm hoping to see him really counter jungling, dueling, and just shutting Warwick down any way he can. In terms of other picks, they have a Ezreal Soraka bot lane, so it's going to be crazy poke, lots of mana, and free health all around. They have a Brand mid and a Tryndamere top. Honestly, all of these lanes are skill matchups. No one directly counters anyone else, besides Udyr ideally being able to counter Warwick in terms of counter jungling and early duels. Bot lane is all going to be about crazy poke potential. Sona and Varus have good poke and burst, whereas Soraka Ezreal are about poke and sustain. So I would expect Soraka and Ezreal to have a slightly easier time, but that being said, they both have their strengths and weaknesses to sort of play towards. Malphite Tryndamere. If Tryndamere is able to make Malphite waste mana, then I would expect Tryndamere to be able to pull ahead. Honestly, though, it really just boils down to how they counterplay each other. Malphite, yeah, he's going to build a lot of armor. Yeah, he's going to be able to survive a lot of the pain that Tryndamere is throwing down. But Malphite still has issues as a top laner. He doesn't have sustain. He's super mana hungry, and he can't really kite that well. He has a slow, and that's about it. Same thing mid lane, Twisted Fate, Brand. Whoever lands their combo first or whoever gets that early gank is probably going to pull ahead and continue to win. That being said, Brand's roam is not that good, and Twisted Fate, that's what he does. So they have to play towards their strength. They need to cover their own weaknesses with their team synergy, and it'll be interesting to see how they play that through. Requeen, do you have any comments on overall team comp here?
I am mildly concerned for Blue Team's bot lane, not because Varus or Sona are weak picks, but they're both very immobile. They're both very, if they're caught out, they are in a pickle. Now, granted, Soraka and Ezreal don't really have the tools to shut them down per se, but if Udyr comes around, they are in trouble. So I am really hoping to see some aggressive warding, some aggressive just making sure they're never put into a position where they have to worry about that, because they will likely not survive if they have an Udyr swinging around behind them. As for the rest... Hello, Kayoshi, what's up?
Right, Spirit saying Malphite is great versus Tryndamere. It's still a skill matchup because of Malphite being so weak. Yes, it's a counter. Yes, it does very well. But Malphite is still such a weak laner that a good Tryndamere should be able to outplay this. That being said, with the teleport on Malphite, that covers a lot of his weaknesses. If he's able to land a really good teleport gank, if he's able to go back, buy, heal, and assert that pressure using that teleport, that will go much, much better for him. And
Gosh,
yes.
On one hand, we have 4 skins on Blue Team, and on the other hand, we have Zombie Ren and Spirit Guard Udyr on Purple Team. My god.
Zombie Brand wins all the fights. And hey there, Flint. Udyr with Flash. Flash is okay on Udyr. I do prefer Ghost myself as well, but Flash is not such a bad option if you're versus a team that can kite. And they can to an extent. Malphite's the most boring lane ever. It kind of is.
I'm also interested to see the TF pick. He's become much less popular lately since his nerfs. But I still think his ult is quite good for setting up ganks, and I'm interested to see whether Blue Team can make some teamwork happen with that.
I believe he's coming back as a counter pick to Nidalee. That's my understanding, because it's a form of hard engage that Nidalee can't get away from. Right? You still have that poke, you still have that wave clear and roaming potential, but you also have a way to hard engage onto Nidalee, and that is the counter to her. Reveal her anywhere she is, boom, she's in behind us trying to snipe us, alt in, stun her, boom, free win.
I am totally okay with anything that counters Nidalee.
Aren't we all?
So, starting items, nothing really raising eyebrows here. Malphite is starting with a cloth armor, and I'm not 100% sure if cloth armor is the best defensive start on top laners right now. I'm wondering what you think about that.
I like the extra potions. If I were him, I would have either gone for a very defensive Mastery and Rune Page and Flask so that I had enough mana to significantly poke him and try and trade with him. But cloth armor is fine, as is Doran's shield. Either of those two options is fine. I think he's just planning to sustain through and survive lane and rush that into another item. Like a Ninja Tabi rush or something.
So we have Brand defending red, and we have purple team's bot lane helping Udyr out at blue. So it doesn't look like we're going to have any invasion. Warwick does seem to be testing the waters a little, though. Interesting.
There would be no reason
happens.
for Warwick to invade. I think he's just looking for any pressure onto his blue.
Right, and the thing is, Warwick is not a very strong level 1 jungler. Level 1 strength is something you really need to take into account when looking at invades. And level 1 strength is determined by things like utility and initial damage. People with like point and click stuns, for instance, or Blitzcrank's grab are incredibly strong at level 1 invades, for instance. Meanwhile, someone like Leona, who has to walk up to you and hit you with their shield to stun you, not so strong.
Yeah, Leona, I would generally just try and do a flash bait in bot lane try. You rush down there with your AD carry. As soon as they walk into that bush, auto attack Q, auto attack, they flash away, boom, you get a free summoner skill. You don't actually go for a kill. Warwick forgot his trinket. Oh, that's not good.
Always remember your trinket, kids.
Trinkets save lives. So a level 2 gank from Udyr here, this would seem quite odd. No, he looks like he is going to go for the counter jungle. I would like to see him popping his potion now.
I'm seriously worried about Udyr right now just because he is at half health and Warwick is right there. I do appreciate the moxie of the invade, but if he gets caught out, he's in quite a pickle. I believe what he might be doing is waiting for Warwick to swing around, take his blue, and then kill Warwick while at low health. Or, I'm sorry, take his red, and then kill Warwick while he's at low health from taking down red.
Oh, I think he just barely didn't get spotted.
Oh, Warwick runs into the book, just checks. What I really want to see right now is I want to see Varus and Sona reacting to this. They don't really move, with Twisted Fate and Brand are moving around, and Brand makes sure his jungler gets out there safe.
Okay, so I have a complaint with how Udyr played that. If I were him, I would have dropped my Trinket Ward in the bush so that you can see Warwick tanking red, and then only go in when you can Smite Steal it and once he's already taken damage from the red buff. I also would have led with a stun. Having that stun on him, well, you're going to get some extra damage. I also would only have really recommended that invade if he was going Tiger Stance, because Tiger Stance is a dueling, whereas Phoenix is a like wave clear and sort of, well, that's really it. It's wave clear and a bit of magic damage.
So, every lane is pretty much going even right now. There's a few differences of CS here and there, but everyone's pretty much even. So we have a pretty even game right off the start. No huge advantages at the 4-minute mark. We'll see whether that changes. So spooky.
Gonna take another peek up top lane. I want to see how Malphite is going to handle this lane.
Biggest biggest disparity I'm seeing right now is in mid lane, where Brand is about 6 CS up, and he's also forcing TF back, which means he's probably going to hit the 10 CS mark, which means he is up the equivalent of a kill. Now, Brand is not the most reliable champion in the world, but he can snowball very hard if given the right circumstances. And gaining an early advantage in lane might just be exactly what he needs.
Yeah, sorry, chatbot's back on now, guys. I was restarting it because I was going to start the giveaway in a second. So yeah, that
Leaders
early
coming
back...
around bot.
Oh.
There are no wards, so this is exactly what I was worried about on blue team. Soraka giving out some perfect baits, but baiting a little too hard actually, because Sana picks up first blood. But here comes Udyr, she's chasing down. Udyr goes tower dives.
Way too
Oh
manly.
no. That entire engage on bot was just quite sloppy on both sides, I think.
Good gold card coming out, but Warwick does not have his ult yet. I would not be recommending this gank for him. If I were him, I would just go farm up jungle, and, well, he needs to go back soon and get his trinket. You need that early.
Brand landing a very good combo onto Twisted Fate, forcing him to sort of get out of lane and get into a safer position. Brand is now up 12 CS, so he is up the equivalent of a kill in gold. Twisted Fate does have an extra Doran's ring for going back, so if they do duel, TF might have a slight edge, assuming that they are at equal health. But
Brand
now...
is a much better dueler, though. TF is all about assassinating low targets and poking people down. And that's something that Brand really does well versus. Because if he's able to dodge out of these cards, he's just going to turn around and say, ha, hit him in the face, and poor TF is just going to kind of fall over. He doesn't have a way to stand up to that kind of aggression.
Right, the extra D-ring is such a minor advantage. I do think it will give him... it won't be useless, but I can't really see it making the difference either.
It depends how early the kill is. Someone was talking about how many CS for a kill. If it's a very early kill, it's not worth very much. Most kills are worth about 300 gold, so that's about 12 to 15 CS depending on it. 10
for early game kills because they are slightly less beneficial. But right now, Brand is up 20 CS, and that is a pretty sizable advantage.
Down bot lane, we see a lot of poke going back and forth. Soraka seems to be taking a lot of damage in these trades. I don't know... It's not as though she has no armor. I mean, I would expect her to be coming out a little further ahead.
She is going full man mode and trying to get max Starfall stacks onto the opponent. And I do appreciate a good man mode Soraka, but she's going a little too ham here. Twisted Fate goes top. Malphite saves his life with an amazing R, but Twisted Fate sort of ducks and weaves in the wrong direction, goes down to a Phoenix form Udyr. Honestly, both teams with these ganks and counter ganks, they just seem to be kind of sloppy in terms of mechanics.
They are very sloppy. I mean, TF just kind of walked up to Tryndamere and stunned him. You can see that he's level 6. I don't know what he expected to have happen.
Right, I'd like to see a lot more thought being put on positioning from both teams here. Someone is asking if I like Adventure Time. Yes, I...
Okay, sorry guys, RP giveaway is open now. We see Brand cycling in bot lane. There is no CC to lead in and engage, unfortunately for Sona. No mana.
See, this is what I was concerned about when I talked about them both being very slow and squishy. However, they do escape because of a poorly aimed Ezreal ult and reacting to the ward just in the nick of time. That was very... I feel like that was could have gone very badly if Purple Team had just played with a little played that a little more carefully, I think they would have picked up a double kill there.
Yeah, you guys have plenty of time to get enough points to enter. You just have to be watching.
I'm always watching, bro.
Yeah, but you're excluded.
Watching everything you do.
You cannot check how many points you have. You literally just enter the giveaway. If it does not yell at you, you've entered.
So both teams very even in gold right now, only about 300 gold apart. However, we're seeing some really big CS disparities emerge here. For instance, Brand has about twice, more than twice, Twisted Fate CS. Trindamere is slightly ahead of Malphite instead. But on the other hand, Varus has a CS advantage over Ezreal. And Sona has a kill. So it's evening out to both teams being a...
Yeah, it's about 500 gold difference.
But I am concerned about who the gold is on. Brand and Trindamere are both very potent late-game fighters. They're both very strong pillars of the team. Meanwhile, Sona not...
I would like to question the BF sword rush on Trindamere. I mean, yes, you want damage, but what is he building that into? Is he rushing a first item Infinity Edge? Because generally, as far as I'm aware, Trindamere does not build Bloodthirster. He builds Blade of the Ruin King, or he builds Hydra. Like, I can't think of a single game where he would build a Bloodthirster.
A fun fact about Bloodthirster. Bloodthirster is a better item than Hydra in terms of pure stats, assuming that you can consistently keep it at 30 stacks. Trindamere is a very poor candidate for keeping it at 30 stacks. Also, he has very little innate wave clear and AoE. So going for Bloodthirster over Hydra, if that is in fact what he is doing, is not something I agree with.
Yeah, I would normally expect to see an early Shiv if he wants the wave clear, or a Hydra if he wants the wave clear, and then he can... I would usually expect to see something like a Shiv and Blade of the Ruin King.
So I want to talk about Twisted Fate's items real fast. Twisted Fate has 3 Doran rings and Source Boots. I'm really not a fan of that. Back in the day, Doran's ring were so good you would get like 5 of them and just sell them out, and I believe for a brief spell at like the beginning of Season 2. And getting 2D rings is fine, but 3, I feel like you're just sort of blocking yourself out from getting items that actually build into having late game potential. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but having 3 Doran's rings just seems like you're sort of digging yourself into an even deeper hole.
Yeah, he's buying items that help him when he's behind and put him even further behind. He has half the CS of Brand. So that would indicate to me he does not know how to CS very well with TF, and we've seen in the way he's playing lane that he's eating a lot of harass that he doesn't necessarily need to.
Right. If I could do like one thing that I think every player in this game needs to work on, I think it's positioning. Nearly every engage has been marked with people just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I would really like to see every player in this game work on being aware of their champion's ranges, their champion's danger zones, their champion's max safe range, and so on. And I think you'd see a lot better results from nearly everyone.
Agreed. Now, I do like this decision to take away Dragon. They have Vision of Blue Team. They're all sort of top side of the map. TF has already used his ult to try and get Vision and did not teleport away. So at this point, boom, they get a free Dragon, get themselves some nice global gold. They're actually getting a very nice amount of a gold lead at the moment. I would then expect to see them cycle bot lane and take away that tower because they still know where Blue Team is. It seems as though they're not going to do that, though.
Say what you will about Blue Team's positioning, their warding is quite good. They have a blue covered, they have a pink in the river's blue choke point. You know, they have the side river covered. So Twisted Fate has a lot of vision on his left side and should be able to tell whether the jungle is incoming or not.
So Malphite has used his teleport. He's been doing quite well in this lane in terms of just sort of keeping up. He's only down about 20 CS, and he does have a kill. So I would like to see him transitioning into, let's say, some teleport ganks, because Tryndamere is going to start to scale up and become very scary. We do see what that BF sword is for. He has opted to go Bloodthirster. I really dislike that decision. I don't know why you would do that, but it is what it is.
Oh, Malphite comes from an era of champions, tank champions have an amazing ult, and then the rest of their kit is a little lackluster. So I'm a little disappointed to see him just stay top lane and sort of treat top lane as an island, when his ultimate could really be helping his teammates out in the constant skirmishes that are happening.
I am a little surprised, though, that Warwick, even with his ult, I don't see him ganking. Like, I've seen him show up a couple times, but he has only 1 assist. So I want to know what he's using this ult for. Is he just using it on people alone that he's trying to duel, or is it ganks that just aren't quite going through?
Looking at Warwick's items, he does have a not a feral flare, but a Regal's Lantern. So what I'm assuming is his top priority is turning it into a feral flare. And I just want to talk about that because I've been playing a lot of solo queue. And I've been watching a lot of pro streams, so this is not just, a silver player thing. There are so many junglers who go, sorry, I need stacks for my feral flare. Yes, feral flare is a lovely item. It's very strong, but that does not mean you ignore the rest of your team. You are not playing a mini game called I'm a jungler, I'm gonna farm for 40 minutes. You are still 1/5 of a team, and you are expected to contribute.
And with that ult, honestly, if I was Warwick, every time my ult comes up, boom, immediately use it in a lane and go back to farming. There's your influence. You've done it. It doesn't need to be a 10-minute gank. It needs to be 30 seconds. Show up, use ult, collect free assist or kill, or summoner skills, and then go back to farming. I don't know if you watched I believe it was a Lux game earlier, I could be wrong on that, where my jungler took away a blue buff and said, sorry, I wanted the stack. I was like, you're kidding me, right? I'm ganking for you.
I'm pretty sure I would cry. Like, I would just cry little kid tears. Like, when there's a little kid who's like, Mom, I want that. And the mom's like, no, honey. And the kid just, breaks down and loses their shit. That would be me.
Yeah, ugly cry.
Right. Just total, my life is ruined sort of attitude. So, I really like how Sona specifically is covering wards on bot lane. They take bot lane tower. She has Tribush covered. She has the little other Tribush above her tower covered. She has River covered. Just the warding from blue team. Say what you will about blue team, but their warding all game has been phenomenal, and I want to kiss them on the mouth for it.
It is very, very nice. Now, TF ulting in here with very low health. He is going to land the stun. There's the Malphite ult, and then he's immediately going to be taken down by Tryndamere. Warwick ult comes through, so he is definitely having some impact here. I would like to see Malphite being able to chase this down. There's the the Undying Rage. I would like to see Warwick backing out. Oh my god, that was close.
Ooh, Tryndamere, I was watching that, and I'm like, go over the wall, try to escape, and he came so close. He is clearly somebody who plays a decent amount of Tryndamere, and is kind of vaguely aware of what he needs to do, but he just couldn't pull it off quite. And like I said, Bloodthirster only works if you can keep it stacked. And as we can see, he's just not able to keep it stacked right now. He's just dying to too many ganks and such, which is fine, but this is why a Hydra is so important, and oh my gosh, he's getting another BF sword.
Oh, lordy. Yeah, I don't know if he's just going to build all Bloodthirsters or what. My comment for Warwick, though, was you're tanking someone who's invincible. Literally take 2 steps back and then kill him. It was so close to him being taken down for no good reason.
Meanwhile, in mid lane, Brand is just his advantage is snowball, and he has 3 kills, TF's 1, and 2 assists, and he has, 50, 60 CS on the guy?
Yeah, he's doing really well in terms of just farming and influencing this game. We would normally expect to see TF being the one who has a global impact, but that just isn't the case at the moment. I would have liked to see him ulting. Oh no, his ult wasn't up. Okay. I don't know why they did that fight then if his ult wasn't up. So there's now 5 people bot lane. Let's see if they can collapse and finish off any of these kills. Brand sort of dancing around the back line, not really the best option. So nothing's really going to come of this. Dragon is in 30 seconds. I don't believe blue team has a timer on that. I would like to see them trying to take away that objective, though. Ooh,
Oh my
very
god, that
nice.
Brandle! I just peed in my pants. Just
That's what I wanted to see happen last fight, but unfortunately his ult wasn't quite up.
so purple team still is maintaining a gold advantage of about 1,000 gold or 2,000 gold, but blue team is catching up, and part of that is Malphite's ult. Malphite is just such a strong team fighter, and his ult is just wrecking face. Unfortunately, Tryndamere is getting sort of free reign top. However, if he keeps building Bloodthirsters, I'm not so sure that a totally unchecked Tryndamere will be the scary thing it could be.
Yeah, I really don't expect to see him be an issue. I'm glad you enjoyed my incredibly loud voice, Kiki. I
Don't
yell
we
at Brian
all?
at 4 in the morning too, yeah.
I apparently have a bad habit of like sprawling out into the entire bed, and my fiance has to come and like roll me over forcibly.
I just physically abuse Brian. I punched him in the face. Well, I slapped him in the face one night. I thought he was attacking me because he stole the covers.
That sounds justified to me. He knew what he was doing.
Brand should build a Rylai's. Yes, he's one of the few champions that you do need it on. Because again, none of his skills are CC unless everything's already chained, and his combo is unreliable. It makes it more reliable. It is an extra layer of CC, and it's some tankiness for him. So it's a very good option for him. Okay, so Malphite's ult is up. If purple team groups up in any way, I want to see him just sitting on their faces.
Props to Tryndamere for going bot and being like, I'm just going to split push all day. I mean, he has the right attitude towards his character. He is aware of what situations he has a chance of winning. I'm just completely bewildered as to his build.
Yeah, it really doesn't make much sense. Maybe it's just one of those things where he wants to be funny, but that's not kind of the point of these workshops.
So purple team is starting Dragon, but here comes blue team. They're clearing out the pink ward. Malphite's coming around, throws a Q onto Tryndamere, and Bran is waiting in the bush. This fight could go either way. I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
If Bren stays near allied champions, Malphite should just ult him and he will immediately die before he can land his combo.
Right, Brand is sort of purple team's backbone right now. He really needs to stay alive. He really needs to be careful about positioning. I see him run forward to throw down some harass. And yes, you do have a Strock on your team, but if you get Malphite ulted or you get gold carded,
Assuming the system does not yell at you, that means you've been entered successfully. If there's a second giveaway open on our Facebook page right now, if you go there to our Facebook or Tumblr page, there's a giveaway there. We'll be drawing that prize at the end of the stream. This one will be drawn in, I think it's like 20 minutes.
so right now, both sides are sort of doing the ARAM dance, as I'm sure you like to call it. And it sort of bugs me, because blue team really needs to go, what is our goal here? I think they're going, we're going to take down mid-turret. And yes, it is quite low, but you're not going to do it with 4 members of purple team there. And again, you're allowing Tryndamere free reign to farm and get all fed. So what is blue team's goal here? If I were them, I would be either aggressively trying to take the tower, or I would be backing off and going for something else. What they're doing right now, the little dance, I'm really not enjoying it. Of course, it does get turned into a fight, which purple team is coming out ahead in.
Yes.
So,
Now, a lot of that's just boiling down to TF has no peel, and while they landed some good AoE CC, they were not able to take out targets. No one got bursted down. Soraka just healed up. When you're versus someone like a Soraka, you need to pick your targets carefully, and you need to burst them down as a team. If you're not doing that, then they're just going to escape with a sliver of health because, well, Soraka.
good call by purple team. They win the fight against blue in mid, and then they go and take dragon. They take one success and turn it into another.
Oh, that makes me so happy. After like a month and a half, well, it wasn't even a month and a half, it was like 4 months of being like, oh my god, why aren't you guys taking dragon? People in our workshops finally take dragon.
We're just going to yell at them about counter jungling and invasion, and in 6 years we will start seeing some regular invasions.
Warwick taking away blue from himself. Just based on TF's performance, I would actually agree with that. A lot of people get very cranky at greedy junglers. I'm fine with them. You have to play it by ear. You should not just be like gimping your team for no reason. But if, let's say, your mid laner isn't having much of an effect on the game, they're getting shut down a little bit, why give them something else, right?
Is Sona getting a Lich Bane?
I believe so.
Sona, do you really need a Lich Bane, or are you just being a silly sausage?
I can't answer that for her, but AP Sona is okay. It's not the worst thing ever. That being said, I'm a little bit questioning of that because, I don't know, if she wants AP, go for it, but there's better items than Lich Bane, so that way, well, okay, you're getting some utility scaling with your heal, right? But, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the right team comp to be doing AP Sona in.
Gosh, this Malphite is really doing work. Malphite is not one of those champions like, say, Zed or LeBlanc, where you're pulling off these incredibly flashy plays, and everyone's like, oh my gosh. But he's been really solid and reliable, landing some amazing ults all the way through.
Alright, so someone mentioned that Sona needs to be AP because they need an AP carry. They already have 3 sources of magic damage on their team. Warwick's skills are magic damage, Malphite's skills are magic damage, TF's skills are magic damage, Sona's skills are magic damage. So forcing her to build as a full AP carry, no, I don't agree with that. If I were her and I wanted AP, I'd be building Morello Nomicon. You're versus a Soraka. Get the CDR, get the AP, and get the healing reduction.
I'm generally not a fan of the current trend where people go, I'm a support and our AP carry is struggling. That's okay, I'm the new AP carry. I think that's sort of something that really just dismisses the role that a dedicated support has on the game.
So basically you hate when I support. I do want to comment that Blue Team really needs to be responding to these split pushes faster. They let Tryndamere take that with no repercussions. Tryndamere also cancelled his back. He should be able to get this though. Yeah.
But, oh my god, look at Tryndamere's build. Look at how manly it is.
I know, it's so manly.
It's so manly.
He's so manly that he will not even buy designer boots.
Wait, is that a thing? I don't... Tryndamere, you say what you will about his build or his team fight decisions, but he is split pushing like a pro, and split pushing does require a great deal of courage in a way. You do need to sort of know when you're at risk of having the team collapse on you and stuff, but he is really just being a consistent thorn in Blue Team's side and really just slowly gaining advantages for the rest of his team.
Oh yeah, he's doing a very good job in his split push, but the build, it makes me cringe.
It makes you cringe at how manly it is, maybe.
I can't handle it. Like, oh, okay. I like how he flashed at them instead of E-ing.
He's man mode.
Okay.
Biceps so build, so big, so strong.
You're very strange. He is going to be taken down.
I'm
wait,
just,
no.
amazed at this pure display of manliness. It's making me speechless.
That's a very nice use of Frost Queen's Claim from Soraka.
Frost Queen's Claim's active it's no Talisman of Ascension, but it still has its uses for sure.
Yeah, it's just that most supports use Talisman better, and that's why I usually suggest it. Yeah, Tryndamere's escape there was phenomenal. But Blue Team's re-engage, that is one sexy, sexy re-engage.
Gosh, I really just want to just hold this Malphite close and just whisper in his ear, because he's really just doing work all game long.
So that's your reward for people who do work. You hold them close and whisper in their ear?
Yeah, that should be everyone's reward. It's very, very comforting.
Interesting. Alright, so at this point, Purple Team is up a full approximately 9,000 gold. I would like to see them then translating that into some further globals. They can use the Tryndamere split push that he's doing quite well to secure themselves a free Baron. Or they can do a 4-1 split. 4-1 split would actually work really, really well on this because at this stage, no one can 1v1 duel Tryndamere. He's got his manly build. He can fight anyone he needs to. In this case, though, it looks like, yeah, he's just going to get collapsed on. Very nice job by blue team taking him down. Blue team needs to use that to take control of their jungle again. Purple team has fantastic ward coverage there, and unless they're going to remove that, that's really going to make it difficult for them to collapse and make it safe for themselves to cycle between lanes.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was watching Salty Teemo and there was a 6 Bloodthirster Draven?
That's kind of terrifying.
It was amazing. Everyone started screaming when he sold one of his Bloodthirsters for an eye edge. Sona really dishing out a lot of damage, but I do have problems with AP Sona. First and foremost is that she's just so squishy and fragile. She really needs to be sort of in the back lines, I think, as a support.
It would be different if Purple Team did not have the level of sort of tank or counter engage that they do have. They have Udyr, who is just kind of up in people's face right now. He hasn't built full tank, but he's still a beefy target. They have Tryndamere, who's invulnerable, so it's not like you can argue, oh, I'm getting enough damage to one-shot him. That's not going to happen. They also have a Soraka, who's going to heal and exhaust and just generally stop you from assassinating people. AP Sona works when you can use it as an assassin, and that really doesn't fit with his team comp.
You know, say what you will about either team performance, but I am loving the amount of, like, Dragon focus or button. You know, I feel like they're both keeping timers, they're both swinging around for Dragon when possible, and that's really awesome to see.
Oh, that teleport. Oh, I love seeing TF do that, where it's just like, I need to flash now. I only have my ult. Let me bounce over this wall with it.
Oh, were you playing when you could Zhonya's while you were teleporting?
No, I did not know that interaction.
It was incredible! You were just golden and flew away.
So Purple Team should be able to collapse on here. Tryndamere, his Mocking Shout is coming up right now. That is a very dead Malphite. So they can use that to take away mid-inhib, and then I want to see a Baron pressure. They have Soraka with them. They can tank this if they need to.
I think this will be the end of the game. I think Purple Team has everything they need to close it out. Sona is up. Warwick will be up in 10 seconds. Varus is up. And I honestly think as long as Purple Team plays it smart, you know, and doesn't do anything silly, this should be game.
They're not going to be able to end on this push. That would be unlikely. But you are correct. They have every tool they need to end the game. But that's not going to happen on this first single push.
Right. They probably will need to go back, heal up, and then one more team fight will win it.
Yeah, that was a lot agreed. Take the inhib, then go back, heal up, buy your final items, and then go force a Baron with their inhib being down. Oh, Warwick's apparently is scared of Ezreal. Okay. He definitely could have killed that Soraka there. Oh, he's built his static shiv. And what? Home guard boots 5. Okay. I can't even say anything. Okay.
So manly.
I'd prefer Braum. The patch is this Wednesday. I'm so excited.
Oh my god, Braum hits this Wednesday?
They haven't said the patch notes yet, but the next patch is this Wednesday.
I want Braum so bad. Oh my god.
I don't care how good or bad he is at the game. I have to have him.
That's what you said about Vel'Koz, though, to be fair. Like,
I sometimes play him.
yeah, and then you're all like, as you play him, you're like, why do I hate this champion?
I want to like him. I want to like him so badly.
I feel like maybe you should learn to play video games then. Because
No,
he
that
is
would be
the
hard.
best. So we have an engage going on at Baron Pit. We have Purple Team swarming around it, but Blue Team is coming up, led by Malphite. Here comes Man Mo Tryndamere, laying a lot of pain down, but Malphite lands this beautiful ult. It's not enough though, like, Malphite is trying hard. Malphite is trying so hard, but his team just really can't rally around him like he needs them to. They just don't have the gold, they don't have the kills. It's breaking my heart.
And Manly Udyr gets the final kill. Looks like there are a bunch of pings going on Baron. As much as I usually would support a Baron call, they could have ended the game right here. Tryndamere could have lifestealed a little bit, and they could have just gone and ended the game.
Meanwhile, Udi are diving deep, trying to get the Sona, but here's where the Lichbane is pulling off. It looks like Sona... Oh! Oh, Sona gets the kill. Oh, so tragic.
Okay, so there is their Baron. Blue team is respawning right now. I would expect to see a final buy coming out from purple, and then go back in with Udyr there, seeing as he's a large amount of their disruption at this point.
So blue team sort of chasing Tryndamere out. I really want to see purple just rally up and end it. I don't, the game's over, essentially. I just want to see it be made formal.
For sure. I was just watching Soraka split push because it's a majestic thing to watch.
So many stars.
Alright, so Tryndamere does take down Varus. This is your signal to end the game. Their AD carry is dead. Just take 5 people mid and end.
We should have a rule where if you don't end it, I don't know, perhaps there are sharks or like alligators involved somehow.
This full tank build on Brand seems odd. Like, he has a frozen heart.
I mean, it's working for him.
It is, but it just seems odd.
I feel like it's really a response to that man mode Malphite who just keeps going for him over and over again.
Yeah, but if you look at the enemy team, there's not much physical damage. Like, what's that supposed to be stopping? Their only auto attacker is Warwick. And I guess a little bit of Varus.
Malphite do physical damage, or is he...
It's magic damage. And it's...
Oh, but he
it's
scales
not...
with AD, right?
No.
Oh, I must have...
He scales with
totally
AP
wrong.
and armor. Alright, so this should be the end of the game. Purple team just cleaning up this fight. Oh, poor Ezreal. He should... Yeah, there's the red buff. I spoke too soon. He's actually rich Ezreal.
The game. Hit the turrets, oh my god, you're killing me. So just as a quick sum up, I honestly think both teams really had great dragon control. Tryndamere did some great split pushing. Team fights worked out really well once it was evolved to the 5 versus 5 point. But I really want to see everyone in this game work on their positioning, especially in early game skirmishes.
And builds.
And builds, yes. But positioning is really important. If you ever played World of Warcraft, especially as a hunter, you know how important positioning. Hit the Nexus! What are you doing?
It's like every solo queue game ever. Just end the game. And they did.
Thank goodness. Okay, so would you like to go over builds?
I would love to go over builds. The giveaway is just being drawn in a second here, so good luck with that, guys. In the meantime, we have our builds. I want to start with Tryndamere because I know he is watching the stream, and I do not want to sound like I'm picking on you. You did fine. You did good split push. It's not as though we had an issue with your gameplay, but the build was terrible. It was really just not a good build. The Bloodthirster rush was very odd. Your chase potential was greatly diminished by no early boots and not having Blade of the Ruin King. Your split push potential was reduced by not having Static Shiv or Hydra. There's just a lot of problems in his build. He made it work for him, so it's not like I can really judge him, but it's not really an efficient use of gold, or things just didn't synergize that well. Congratulations to the Ducking Best, who has won the giveaway. I will send that in just a second. In the meantime, we have Ezreal, pretty standard build, Bloodthirster into Trinity Force. I hope that was the order. I would have liked to see a Last Whisper after that, rather than working towards probably an Infinity Edge. Yeah, there's a lot of armor on the enemy team. Last Whisper is really, really needed on AD carry if you want your damage to remain relevant. I had some issues with Brand's build, mostly the Frozen Heart, because there's not a whole lot of physical damage coming from the enemy team. Warwick is really the only heavy auto attacker on the enemy team, and he can just as easily rely on his ult. So I would have liked to see a little bit more damage. If you wanted the defensive stats, go for finish up your Hourglass so that you have a mix of offensive, defensive, and etc. Udyr, his build is pretty standard in terms of sort of tanky damage mix. That being said, I'm surprised he didn't have a Blade of the Rune King for chasing. It's fine though, his build is okay. Soraka, pretty much standard. You go like a burn build on her and then usually go a little bit tanky. No huge complaints there. Varus, pretty standard, yeah. I would have liked to see a Last Whisper, but overall not a huge complaint at all. Malphite, pretty standard. The Locket's a little odd. I guess there was enough AoE damage from the other team that it was relevant. But yeah, that's perfectly fine, I would say. Twisted Fate, we had a lot of issues with his Doran stacking and just how he was playing early game. He needs to work on his positioning and how he plays a lane, how he trades damage. So, yeah, I would argue that he needs to work on that a little bit, but overall, the build he aimed for was fine. Warwick, standard build. Sona, we had some concerns with the Lich Bane. Someone in chat mentioned, why finish Lich Bane when you could just have Sheen, build some more AP, and then finish the Lich Bane? I would actually agree with that. Lich Bane is good when you have the AP to actually make it scale, and she really didn't. It was just the one AP item. So it was a fine pickup. I mentioned in the game that I would have liked to see a Morellonomicon coming out from her. She does not have any CDR in her build, and so the Morellonomicon would have helped them deal with the Soraka heals. It would have given her some AP to work with, and it would have given her a crazy amount of CDR for more pokes, more heals, more ults. So I would have really liked to see